Here up on the slide, there's me, Mahrukh, there's Ossama, we got Abdul Rehman, and we got Rishabh, Arunima, and Darshan. So this is the agenda. We're gonna follow this through. There might be some time delay because we haven't accounted for the quizzes. There's gonna be some two quick pop quizzes for getting and grabbing the LinkedIn Premium incentives. So be on the lookout for that. So without further ado, this is my call. So I'm gonna talk about Azure and machine learning. Here's a little bit of introduction about me, who I am, a lot of companies and institutes that I'm from. I'm actually a computer science undergrad right now. I'm gonna graduate in 2 months, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Other than that, I work as an ML engineer and interactive speech therapist. It's a startup hoping for some aid for people having speech disabilities. I work in a few companies around the clock, sometimes at the IEEE, at the Google Developer Student Clubs. We got the Microsoft Learn student community here as well. So, kicking it off with Azure. So, people, how are you going to pronounce Azure? Is it Azure or Azure? That's really up to you. There's no hard and fast rule. So, the name suggests it's actually a bird, Azure. So, a bird that flies. So typically, where does it fly? In the sky. So we got Azure as one of the main cloud computing platforms here in the world. It's made a product of Microsoft that has the freedom for you guys to build, manage, and create quite a few platforms and architectures and amass global networks. So we got many cloud deployment models. You can make a software as a service, you can make a platform as a service, or you can even create infrastructures as a service using Azure. Then we got a little bit introduction about Microsoft Azure machine learning. So we can do machine learning within Azure and leverage our deployment and model training needs. So it's fully managed. You don't need to be installing some extra document or extra, you can say, Python file. Everything is there in the cloud for you. You need to have a good stable internet connection. It's very simple. You don't need to have some very extensive knowledge in code. You can integrate very simply all the modules. It's very nice. It works like a flow chart. We're going to show you a little bit of a screenshot of how Azure Machine Learning really looks in the Azure interface. There's almost a good array of algorithms you can use to basically support your model training and machine learning needs. So, what can Azure ML do for you? Why would we want to leverage this while not harnessing other technologies that machine learning can be taken benefit from? Well, quite a few things. You can see there's a plethora of options that machine learning can do for you. A lot in the healthcare, you can have guidance in some churn analysis. You can even do your predictive analysis as machine learning really does. There's quite a few plethora. I won't be going into all of these, or it's going to take up the whole conference time. Then we got some Azure screenshots that I talked to you about. You can deploy your model in minutes. It's quite a, you can say, game changer in the industry right now. As you know, excuse me, machine learning models take quite a few time to be available for us to be uh, testing them. Because once you create a machine learning model, you got to train it for like quite a few hours, depending on the data you have. It's a very hectic time, and then after using that, you have to integrate a sort of API for it to work in your application. So with Azure Machine Learning Designer or Azure ML, you can be able to have one click to production value, so you can start working on your product and integrate in your product quite after it immediately, like, gives you the endpoint for you to integrate it. And there's a really big community for this Azure ML. You don't have this feeling that you're alone. You can reach out to people, go on the forum and share what people are working on. You can show your work. So it's quite a really wonderful community for you to work in. Then we got some advanced analytics architecture. This is just a whole, we can say, overview of how the machine learning process is going to work. So we got some data preparation. It can be on the cloud or it can be local. So people, you and me, we're usually doing local model training and data preparation, right? So if you are going to make the change to using machine learning in the cloud, you're going to be using their cloud infrastructures and their cloud services. So in Azure, we got Data Factory, we got Stream Analytics for that, and then we got to the modeling section. So to model the data into a web service, you can do that in minutes. You know, we have an API that gets developed for you to just grab and go. We got machine learning, we got HD insight services there for you. Then we got deployment, you know, the place where you want to move your product into the production level. So we got marketplace where you can even put your product up as a service for other people's to use. And then we got a Azure portal where everything really takes place, the whole magic happens. And of course, to make something for business and having no business value would be quite a dire thing. So for that, we got Power BI, we got some apps to test your statistics, to see some processing in their analytics and how everything is going, how what is the traffic, what is the people's remarks and their feedback on your ML product. So I want to take you guys to a very simple example of why people are going to use machine learning, and this person Carl is going to tell you why. So Carl actually he owns a vending machine company in the Washington state. So his job is to make sure that his vending machines are like they're selling, their drinks are coming on, he's getting some revenue, so he's breaking even, he wants some a business out of it. So he wants the revenue to be high and his business has to be profitable. Like all good businessmen or entrepreneurs, we really want a bang for your buck. We want people to benefit the most and we want us ourselves to be able to benefit a lot so we can keep this thing working for longer. So what happens to Carl? Sadly, the vending machines they're gonna break up. You know, machines they're gonna need some technical maintenance. Like we humans, we need to eat and sleep. So machines they need some, they need some machinery that gets rusted over time, wear and tear occurs. So this actually can hurt Carl's vending machine sales. They can malfunction. And even the fixing these machines by a human by a technician is gonna take like 7 days to fix it. So to eliminate this occurrence of the vending machines, they're breaking down. So Carl has to maintains the operations and the logistics of these technical technicians to reach those places in time to fix those machines so that they can be back up and running, and then they can start working again, and people can buy more soda machines and sodas to order, and then optimize the revenue that Carl gets. So, how can we actually fix this? So, what is the current scenario that the machines they're going to break down and then the technician must be scheduled to investigate the machines. So, this can take up to a week or more than a week to fix that, right? So, how can we without ML fix this? So, if you focus on the middle column, real-time sensors, this is what we can do without the technological aspect. We can have sensors that are going to detect the conditions of the machine, if it's working properly or not. So here you see the cooler conditions, like the AC unit in the soda machines. To keep those machines warm, it's not working. So the sensor is going to go off. It's going to notify Carl's whole company that, okay, this machine in XYZ place, it's not working. We got to fix it. So that's what sensors can do. But there's a limitation with these sensors. They're not going to tell you beforehand. They're going to tell you the moment this actually breaks down. So the moment the sensors notify the machine breaks down, we're going to have a week or more than a week's time for these to not work. So there's going to be a week of loss in revenue or loss of working functionality. So that's actually, a limitation in having only sensors in place. So then going on to the rightmost side, we got sensors and machine learning equipped to assess this issue. So what Azure ML predictions can be made here. So the AC units, they can be actually told, okay, this AC machine or the vending machine's AC unit is not working on time. So it's gonna be prone to getting breaking down earlier. So the machine learning process and the sensors intact are going to share their data together. They're going to get the prediction in. They're going to give it to Carl. Carl's going to be like, okay, this machine's not working as well, and it's going to break down earlier. So that is why Carl is going to go there early, assess and repair, schedule any technician beforehand so that the sales are not lost. So that is really how you can say ML and sensors, real time technical IoT items, and ML, which is a machine learning tool, it can be leveraged to fix Carl's problem. So this is a very practical example of how you can leverage these things. So let's going on to the Azure architecture of Carl's problem here. So we got some social data. We got the vending machines, the profit, he's getting the revenue, all of the events that are happening, the AC units, you know, uh, temperature control, and all of those fine data that is being fed into the Azure portal and as a storage. So you can see web storage is using their some stream analytics are being equipped in the Azure portal. And then we got test model. So that is where you can create your ML interface. You can recite the flow of which way the data should come, how the data should look, and which data is right for the user or the ML model to assess that okay, this is the real reason why something would be going bad. If there's, if the it's very funny thing if there's something like an exterior camera inside the vending machine that can tell the face of a person or the age of a person, how young or tall the person is, who is buying the machine beverages, and then that is the data being fed in here to basically tell if the machine is breaking down. That's really not going to make any sense because a person's age or a person's height is not going to denote that person is going to be relevant to the breaking down of the machine. So that is actually how we can sort the data accurately that is relevant to the machine's performance and Carl's situation here. So after testing the model, training the model, we got the running and the refine stage where our model's API is made and it can be published on the marketplace that we talked about, or it can be actually used as an endpoint in your product that you are making. Like Carl's system, he must have like a desktop application for this. He can just link this in and it's going to get the real time information of his vending machines. And then you can actually keep doing this here in a loop. Like this is no like set in stone method, that the results that you see like through the analytics, or you can link an Excel API where the data is dynamically integrated on time, so you can see that Carl's issues are addressed. And this is not that Carl's issue are going to be in one single time. If something happens, if there's something they need to check again, if there are some changes in the beverages they're selling, or changes in the AC unit flow that is normal for them as the seasons change, so they can actually train and retrain the model again. They can refine it more. They can change up the API a little bit. So you can actually learn on a feedback loop of how Azure, uses and channels machine learning to create your results and create the solution. So this was really a practical example I wanted to talk about relevant to how ML and Azure can work. So before I go further, are there any questions about how you can use ML with Azure? So please let me know in the chat. I'll entertain them. Sure, Shanila, you may talk. I'm gonna unmute your mic if you can raise your hand, but sure, feel free to write in the chat. We're gonna go a little bit of a recap and a summary of what we learned. So I want you guys to get great marks or just smash that quiz we're gonna have. We talked about some cloud computing models that are in Azure, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. We got software as a service as well. So these are abbreviated forms of PaaS, IaaS, or SaaS. So keep those in mind. You know, There's so much more capabilities of Azure machine learning. The automated machine learning is there. There's also anomaly detection that you can do, but it's not quite the main feature. As ML is a computer thing. Gazanfer, great question. So ML is a computer thing, and we all know that we cannot really trust computers, right? Because on their own, they are a dumb machine. So how can we trust a computer to give us accurate results as we can use ML for, sensitive stuff like healthcare? So how much accuracy is really dependent on the human-fed data and the human intervention that we are doing in your ML capabilities and your ML process building. So to make computers smart, we need humans. So a human is dependent, and a good ML engineer should be able to make sure that the ML product or the ML model that they're creating is accurate based on the right functional requirements or the right data flow and the data processing that they're doing. A stream and analytical is basically a feature where you can see the traffic and the analysis of your data in the model. So basically, it's connected to Azure Stream Analytics. It's basically the cloud service and the traffic you get on the internet from your, you can say, to your product. So it's like you can build an end-to-end serverless pipeline for Stream Analytics to basically showcase your scenarios and the workload that is being done on your product. So in analytics, you can also see the region of the people, in which regions they're more using a product. So you can create some more better load on those areas. So that is really how you can leverage Azure Stream Analytics. Okay, I believe, Heather, what you mean with this course is the SIM conference. So this conference really is about a lot of, great technologies we're going to talk about. We're going to celebrate them. So I really hope that is how I can and we can actually help you in this. So Shahina asked the difference in data science and ML. Well, they're pretty much the same, but I would say there's quite a few differences if you go in advance. So I'm going to say in a quite a summarizing word, you're going to focus on algorithms and ML people to make data predictions with machine learning. So, and data science is actually more broader. You can say ML is a subset of data science. So data scientists, what they do, they're going to basically encompass the various techniques and the various algorithms and the better data visualizations they can do to create a better model. So ML is actually a subset of data science. All right, so I believe I am great with my time, and we got the second person here on the chat, Arunima Chatterjee. So let me know, Arunima, if we can take the control of the slide, and let me know if I need to actually move it off. So take it away.
Yeah, I can have, control the slides. So, hi everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank you all for joining us today at the Microsoft Symposium. I hope you all enjoyed and understood the concepts explained by Mahrukh in the previous session. And now we'll be focusing on Introduction to Generative Artificial Intelligence and Microsoft Copilot. So prior to that, I would like to introduce myself. I am Arunima Chatterjee. I am a Microsoft Student Ambassador. I'm currently on the alpha level. Apart from that, I am a computer science engineering undergrad at Sister Nivedita University, Kolkata, West Bengal, India. I am super enthusiastic about learning about machine learning and UI UX, and also I have some leading positions in my university as the technical committee president, as well as I am also in and around a lot of the communities over here in the city, like TensorFlow User Kolkata and GGG Cloud Kolkata. And lastly, I am a cinephile, or a person who loves to watch movies, with my favorite genre being dark comedies. So now let's get into the learning part. So, in today's session, as I mentioned previously, we will be focusing on part one, which is Introduction to Generative AI, and part two, which is all about Microsoft Copilot. So, what is generative AI? Now, imagine you're on an OTT streaming platform. Say, for example, like Netflix. The first question that comes to your mind, just like all of us, is what to watch out of the millions of titles that they have on the platform. Luckily, Netflix has a recommendation system in place for us all, and like let's say for example, if you've previously watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, uh, people, if you are also Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans like me, please, you can just type 99 in the chat. So yeah, back to the example. So if you've previously watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you may already know that this is a workplace comedy set in New York City. So based on this description, Netflix will be recommending you other workplace comedies like Superstore and Kim's Convenience, or would be suggesting you shows which are set in New York like Friends or Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. So Gen AI, just like this, operates like the brains behind your personalized recommendations. It's not just analyzing, what you've watched, but it's also predicting what you might enjoy next on the basis of your viewing history and preferences. The ability to generate tailored suggestions like these is one of the functionalities of generative AI. So to introduce you all to it, in technical terms, it refers to a category of artificial intelligence that is designed to create human-like content or to make human-like decisions autonomously. These AI models possess a unique blend of creativity, adaptability, allowing them to generate a diverse output ranging from written articles or content or music compositions. Now, Gen AI is rapidly gaining popularity in today's digital landscape for several compelling reasons. The first and foremost, like primary reason would be because of the growing demand for automated content creation across industries. Whether you are in the field of journalism or content writing, or you need to make or marketing, Gen AI excels at producing high quality content efficiently. And along with that, we have we have another aspect that's driving the popularity of Gen AI is the potential to enhance the efficiency and innovation. And by automating repetitive tasks and generating novel solutions, Gen AI frees up human creativity and accelerates the pace of innovation across industries. Moreover, along with that, we have the advancement in AI research, particularly in deep learning and natural language processing, apologies, that have significantly contributed to the rise of Gen AI in the recent times. The breakthroughs in these have empowered AI models to learn vast amounts of data and also generate human-like output with impressive accuracy. Now, at the heart of Gen AI's language prowess lies LLMs, or large language models. These advanced AI models specifically are engineered to process and generate human-like language. LLMs have revolutionized the field of natural language processing and enabled machines to understand, generate, and respond to human text in remarkably sophisticated ways. They can generate diverse and contextually relevant content, ranging from conversational responses to creative writing. Examples of popular LLMs in the market currently would be GPT 3.5 and GPT 4, created by OpenAI, Gemini, developed by Google DeepMind, and Ernie, developed by Baidu. Now, Let's dive into the second part of our session today, that is the world of Microsoft Copilot, which is a groundbreaking AI tool that's changing the way we interact with technology. Microsoft Copilot is a powerful example of Copilot application that leverages the power of generative AI to assist users in a wide range of tasks. It's kind of like having your personal Jarvis, like the way Iron Man does in the Marvel movies. Now that we understand the concepts of Microsoft Copilot and Gen AI, let's now focus on how to write effective and powerful prompts that can help us maximize their potential. First and foremost would be to keep it simple and descriptive. When you're writing prompts, you need to understand that simplicity of the language that you're using is the key. Using clear and descriptive language to convey is uh, is a sure will guarantee you the output that you need. Next up, we have to personalize it with a persona. Now, there are some times that we need our output in a specific format, like when we are writing letters or when we are writing a particular content. We need to imagine ourselves as that, working in that industry, or if we need to speak from our experience. So at that point of time, give a assigning a persona really helps us to generate that form of a response. Third would be to provide a crisp context. Now, it is essential that we provide the context or background information to ensure accurate and relevant responses, because there is a chance that the information that we are looking for may not be there with the tool, with the AI tool. Like if you've used ChatGPT before, you'll know that it has a limit on the information that it possesses. I think the last I checked, it was I think 2022. So uh, I think somebody has raised their hand. Is it so the case?
Yeah, I see Mazahir, but we'll entertain it after your session, Arunima.
Okay, got it. The next thing is to add a call to action. We need to clearly state what we expect from from the tool to do, whether it's writing a paragraph or generating a code. A clear call to action, like can you generate, like write this, or can you generate, or like that, we need to add into our prompt. We'll be going into this in a few minutes. Now, the next thing is to emphasize the writing style and tone, which will help us to determine whether we want the response to be in a formal or informal tone, or do we, need to include or exclude anything. And finally, it's examples. Now, examples can be really beneficial when you're trying to generate codes. Like, say, for example, there is a particular program that you have, so that you need to generate, say, for DSA. And, you've got the input and you've got the expected output. So you can just, if you need assistance with understanding how to uh, write the solution for a particular DSA problem, you can just uh, write the problem that you have, and along with that, you can add in the input, the example input, and the output. So accordingly, the code will be generated, and you can hopefully get a accurate response. Now, as Ernst Lawrence said in the movie Oppenheimer, theory would only take you so far. So let's focus out on checking some practical applications of what we just discussed on Microsoft Copilot. So give me just a second. I'll be just sharing my screen. Also, if you want to check out Microsoft Copilot, you can do so on www.microsoftcopilot.microsoft.com. Just a second, please. Yeah, so can just anybody please confirm if my screen is visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Great, thanks. So, first and foremost, we'll be focusing on Microsoft Copilot. So, once you go to copilot.microsoft.com, you'll be asked to sign in with your email ID. And once you do that, you'll be coming across a screen that's looks somewhat like this. Just a second. Yeah, so you'll be getting a screen, you'll be coming across this. Now over here, as you can see, we have like several GPTs that are already in place with personas. Like you have the basic Copilot over here. Then we have the design, Microsoft Designer,
Its
about which,
screen is visible.
I'm sorry?
Screen is not visible.
Oh, the screen is not visible. Okay, is it the case for everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're not sharing the screen now.
Yes.
Apologies. Uh, Let me just check what might be the issue. Is it still not visible? Or is it visible now? Can somebody just please confirm?
It's not visible.
No, it's not visible.
Oh,
Okay, it's
Okay,
visible right now.
visible.
Yeah, it's working.
great, great. So yeah, as I was mentioning, so there are various Copilot GPTs that are available over here. Like you've got the basic Copilot, then we have Copilot Microsoft Designer, about which Osama will be covering in his session. Then we have the persona of vacation planner, with which you can make up itineraries of what to do at a particular location that you will be visiting. And then we have the cooking assistants and the fitness trainer. So now let's look at the example that I've already actually set up over here for you all. So just a second, please. Yeah. So over here we have set up the example that imagine yourself as a recent college graduate with a 6-month internship experience as a full stack developer. So you are asking to write a cover mail to apply as an SDE at a company XYZ Corporation to a corporation. Make sure that the writing style of the mail is formal and concise. Uh, concise, yeah. So as you can see over here in the prompt, we have added a persona of a recent college graduate for the Copilot, and we have also added a context over here as a college graduate with 6-month internship experience as a full stack developer. Then we have the call to action, which is write a cover mail, and then we have added our our points to include, like the writing style needs to be formal and it needs to be concise. So as you can see over here, is generating the following output. It's mentioning the things that we need to mention. And one thing that I would like to mention you all is that it is kind of suggested that to not include any PIIs or personally identifiable information while writing your prompts, as there have been some cases of LLM issues. So yeah, now we'll be coming to the next example that I have. Is my screen visible still?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yes.
so another good tool of Copilot, that is the GitHub Copilot. Now, if you've previously used VS Code or VS Code, you may have seen this extension, which is basically here to help you autocomplete your code. And if you come across any issues while writing your codes, then it can help you explain that particular the error, or anyway a particular line of code that you may be stuck in understanding. So let's say, for example, we wanted to generate the code for a Python program, like for finding for the Fibonacci series. So we can just write generate the code for finding the Fibonacci series. And like that, the Copilot will be writing up a function for us that is def Fibonacci, and as you can see, it is setting up the conditions like if n is like lesser than 0, or if like n is equal to 0 or equal to 1, what it would be giving us the output. And then we have the function over here that is classic. And finally, it has also provided us with an example usage over here. And so like that, you can integrate, Copilot in while developing while, doing your daily life activities, and uh, make your lives much more easier, I would say. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Mahrukh, can you please share the screen once again with the PPT?
Of course.
Thank you. Great. Okay. Just a second.
Like all good things, they shall last very short. So I feel like this is quite of a nice thing that it's taking its time so we can all interact a little bit. I believe the question answers is open. So if anyone has any question regarding Arunima's session, please feel free to have questions in the chat, and Arunima, take it away.
Yeah. So I think I'm facing some issues with moving the slides for some reason. Mark, can you just go to the last slide of my presentation, please, if that's possible?
Yes, of course. I am facing some technical difficulties. I believe it's gonna happen in a few minutes.
If you all have any doubts of the topics that we have covered till now, I'd be happy to clear them out, and you can just drop them in the chat box or raise your hand in case you want to us to unmute your mics. Just a second. Uh, what are some other features that Copilot offers? So at Microsoft Copilot, as I had shown you over there, you had various like personas already set up. Like there was one for a fitness instructor and one as a cooking assistant. So you can just go over there and you can just ask them to maybe generate some recipes for you, or generate a workout plan for you as per your requirements. And or you can if you just go to the normal Copilot, then you can just ask for get assistance for code generation or for writing a particular type of content. Yeah, like that. And apart from that, there's also image generation, which you can do using Microsoft Designer, about which Osama will be covering in his next session. Okay. What do you suggest about prompt engineering means? Like, should I take it seriously? See, prompt engineering can help you increase your efficiency. Like, if you know how to write good prompts, and then I believe that it will help you work much faster. Like, with coding, or like, with developing applications, you can take assistance from GitHub Copilot when you're like, writing code, like, HTML codes, or like, especially like in front end or app dev, like, there are like thousands and thousands of lines of code that we need to write for, like, each and every functionality, or for, designing the front end. So yeah, over there it can really help you out, but for that you need to know how to write the prompts clearly. Okay, what's next? What is the best platform for training of LLM? Like, are you asking like to learn about LLMs, or like to like just the LLMs that I talked about? Uh, there's enough for. If you're asking about the best LLM, I would say that all LLMs are great. But yeah, if you ask me from my personal experience, I'd say like uh, GPT and GPT works great for me. Yeah. Okay, what are some key applications of generative AI? I would say, like, key applications of generative AI would include text generation and image generation. Now, even like there are some AIs that are being developed for like video and video generation as well as like Lumiere, and then there's also some being generated for music composition. And in fact, I was recently reading on Wall Street Journal that Spotify is even planning on making some AI tools that can help us remix the current existing music that is there on the app. Okay, I think I'm facing some issues over here with this. Just a second. Hello, is the screen visible to everyone? Like, or is it just me? Like, hello?
Hi. I don't see your screen.
No. I'm saying okay, yeah, no. Like, so it was like, rotating, so I thought that maybe there was some issues over there. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we are done. Like, I don't see any other questions on over here. I guess we can take on the next if you all have any further questions, we can like take it up after this session, or yeah, and also I'll be there in the chat box, so yeah, I can just answer you from there. With that, I guess we can move on to the next session.
All right. So should I share my screen?
Sure.
All right. All right. First, confirm me. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah, it's visible, Ossama.
Perfect. All right. So today our topic is Microsoft Designer presenting by me. So it's already a little bit 5 minutes. So I just gonna quickly wind up this thing because it seems quite easy. So let's start it. Firstly, I give my introduction. So I am a beta MLSA and also an MLSA lead at Comsat University War Campus. Further ado, I've been working as a graphic designer since 4 to 5 years, and also doing UI UX from last like an year or an year and a half. So also did an internship with Microsoft, and also a former Upwork top rated seller, and like it's been active around 6 months since I have been inactive there. So now I am not longer top rated. Also give one-on-one sessions on top mate, just like readily did a 6 month specialization from Google in UX design. Also accomplish different certificates. I mentioned one of them is Principle of UI UX by Meta. I also publish a Medium article regarding this. Not a profession by trade, but I am software engineer. Yeah, it's true. Further, why Microsoft Designer, categories, design freedom, prompt to visual, comparison, and gratitude. So let's start one by one. Microsoft Designer. So it's a cloud-based AI graphic design application uh, that offers you to design anything that you've been looking for. So like if you want to make a poster, banner, brochure, anything you want, you can create using Microsoft Designer. The one thing good is it's been AI oriented, so it will give you a different option. Uh, you can even start by giving your own image, or you can give them a prompt and they will generate for you. So it offers personal recommendation. So when you give them a prompt, they will give you a recommendation on the right side as well. So integration, they've been using Dolly 3 and GPT 3.5 integration in their design experience. That make their tool more advanced in AI and a little bit more better than the other available options which may not using these technologies. So create and refine. Yeah, you can give them prompt and they will generate the design. Then you can customize as you wish. So it's not just you giving a prompt and it will generate an image. Later you can customize and refine it as you need or as you require. So this further categories, there have been 4 categories: design creator, image creator, sticker creator, and generated arrays. Design creator. So what design creator do is you give the prompt like, I want to design a social media post for like for upscale little brand, and I want to showcase something. You just mention it and it will generate design for you that will be customizable for you. Next, we have image creator. What it do, if you're aware of um, like if you're aware of like Dolly, they also give you this option to create image. There is another one, being AI creator, that also allows you to create images. Um, but the good thing about Microsoft Designer Image Creator is that it's been free. You can do multiple images you want. There will be no restriction. So it is free to use, not like Dolly, you have 50 credit, 50 tokens that you can use. Here you are free to. Same for the sticker. You can design sticker for mobile apps, their icon or stuff like that, WhatsApp icon, different type of stuff that you can generate using this. Generated arrays. Let me give you an example. Like you have an image, there is a two person, one you do not want that other guy in an image. So you just encircle that person and you can remove them, and there will be a clear background behind. So it's just like for Photoshop editing. Similarly, they also offered a remove background image option as well. So you can remove the image background using Microsoft Designer. These are the four main categories. There are more brand kit and other stuff going on. So you have to explore that. Now, design freedom intended by Microsoft. So one thing I assure you that you do not need to be a designer to use this tool. You just need to think and type the prompts and it will generate for you. And you can just customize it as per your needs. Liberty and free to use. Yeah, it's been free to use. There will be no issue, no restrictions. Unlike other cloud-based application, if I mention Canva is one of them, or Adobe Express is one of them, they ask you for join their premium subscriptions, but here you are free to go, you are free to design. So there will be, till now, there will be no issue, but in future, maybe they will add subscription. Even the icon you've been using, it's also free. So everything is free here. Cloud-based, yeah, it's been a GD application, cloud-based. So whenever you make a design, it will be saved in cloud. So you do not need to worry that your power or anything happen, it will be remain safe in cloud. So let's move forward. Prompt to wheel. So these are some of the example that I have taken from their Microsoft Designer website. Like you see this prompt and the image that been generated throughout it. So this is the first one. Now the question you come to your mind is that where we can use them, you can use them as an NFTs or on your Instagram, different places. Or even you can add text upon them. So there are a lot of options that you can explore. Further, this is a second image of a fish in a cinematic lighting. So the light is coming from the clouds. And if I go to the third one, there is a woman that is carrying a butterfly. We also mentioned the colors orange, so it will give us everything in our, just a minute. Okay, all fine. Next photo, realistic photo. So it's a modern living room that been designed as per our instruction. Like if I mention the purple color, it will give purple and orange look. Here you can see the purple effect as well. So it's all as per our prompts. These are some of the stats that I have gathered from internet. I couldn't say that it will be accurate because there is no such stat being provided by Microsoft Designer application. So user engagement, they have 65%. Monthly active user, they have 100 million monthly active user. They've been adopting no features, so 70% feature adopt rate. And if you feel any issue, you can just put on their ticket and they will respond back within 2 to 3 days, or maybe two business days, I think so. So they will respond back to you. These are just the chart that I have created accordingly. Now comparison. Okay, so first here we have designer application, other cloud-based application, designer application integration. So you can integrate a designer application in Microsoft Power, Microsoft Office. Like if you've been making presentation, you can choose a designer option from right corner, and this will make your this will create your slide as well and enhance and even give you some multiple options to enhance it. Further, there are some features of designer application that's been mentioned here. Skill level, ensuring depth in design. You can read them. Further, price structure, as I said, it's been free to use, so there will be no additional charges, no subscription. You can utilize them. Other cloud-based application, limit customization option. Yeah, so when you go to other application, which is cloud-based like Canva and Adobe Express, they do not give you freedom to choose different typography, color schemes, shapes. Some of them are pros, you cannot utilize them. And even like you made a complete design, now you need in different resolution like 1980 to 1020, something like that, and you create it in 500 multiplied by 500 pixels. So there will be no such limitation in Microsoft Designer, but on the other hand, you have to pay for that. Restriction export formats. So yeah, you can export your PNG or JPG, whichever format you want, using your designer application. Lack of integration. Yeah, like other application Canva, you cannot utilize them with Microsoft Office or Microsoft PowerPoint, but here you have an option to utilize Microsoft Designer within PowerPoint. Uh, is is everything fine?
Yeah, it's great. I just started
Yes,
sharing my screen.
right.
All right, all right. I thought something going wrong. It's okay. Limitations of designer. All right. So it's been created as a web app. Now it's been available on Window App Store as well, Edge and other mobiles application like on Play Store and App Store as well. So further, web-based designer, like you can share your after creating your design, you can share them using a QR code. You just need to copy that QR code, send to anybody, and they will able to access your design. So right now the designer application only support English, but in future I am hoping that they will offer in other language as well. Thank you. If you have a question, you can reach out me any of the mentioned details, or I prefer you to go for the LinkedIn. If you have a question, just put up, I will answer it. And
Great. So
anybody have
we'll
a
open
question?
the chat for some questions while I just load up the master file.
I can't see chat. If there is someone's question, please read it.
All
Mm,
right, so Kaim Ali, he has a question that you mentioned the MS Designer uses ChatGPT 3.5 to power its AI capabilities, whereas
yeah.
the version said it doesn't support image creation. So how it is being used for the purpose?
So it been used for like you need some text to be written in your design. So for that you've been using 3.5 GPT that will generate even the text for you. Like if I want to create a description for my poster, I would use Chat GPT 3 point integration to create whatever description I want. So it will create for me.
So there's something that Harsh is having a problem in. So what if we don't know how to tell the designer what we want? So how can we help telling the designer what we want?
All right. So like like you also you might think what you are going to do. Like you might think you are want to make an Instagram post, you want to make a Facebook or something logo or sticker something. So there is multiple option that you can use, like design, um, like I said, only here, design creator. So it will create the design that you want. In case of you want to create images like Toledo, so you can use this for stickers, WhatsApp icons, stuff like that. You can use sticker creator. Similarly, um, you might think the size of your post, and then you will going to create it. So there will be options available like Instagram post. So designer give you that capability as well to just choose from there, whether it's Instagram story or Instagram post, whatever.
So Varis Ali says that they've used AI image creators all the time, but the major issue that he faces is that they misspell the letters, the alphabets in the image. So, is there a specific prompt or anything we can do to overcome it, or is this something that needs improvement as things are always changing?
I think it's pretty simple. When you're going to create an image using a Microsoft Designer, you have an option to create a design as well. So you come here, you created this panda image, and you save them. Now you go to designer creator application, and you just need to add that design and put the text as you want. So there will be no issue. This is the only option. Yeah, AI is not that capable to provide exact text in the image that you want, but obviously you have to customize that.
Awesome. So I don't see any more questions. So we can move on to our quiz section. So there's going to be one quiz that we're going to hold right now. While the PowerPoint is loading, it's just going to show a screen that the quiz one is going to be. It's going to be from the first speaker to the third speaker session. So the Azure ML, the Gen AI and Copilot, and Microsoft Designer. Those are going to be the topics of the quiz. So, Osama, would you like to take lead on that?
Yeah, exactly. Just a second, I am setting it up. I will be sharing my screen and the link in the chat. So be ready. Just a second, it's been loading. Close the tabs. Slow up. Mm, Try start now. Boost. Start. Mm, I feel like it's been too much slow down.
Oh, I see. That's interesting.
Mm, let me try with another account. Wait.
In the meantime, if you all have any doubts from any of the sessions that we've had till now, like mine, Mahrukh's, or Osama's, if you have any doubts, you can just drop them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them for you.
All right, it's still loading, but it's open up. So I think we can give it a try. If I share my screen, entire screen, can you guys see?
Yes.
but I'm not sure will it gonna work. It's still loading. Should I give it a try?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I am sending the link of a quiz in chat. Get ready.
Is there gonna be some time constraint in the quiz?
Yeah, exactly. There will be 10 seconds for each MCQs, and you have to attempt within that 10 seconds, otherwise you will be unmarked. So there will be no option to revert back to any MCQs at all. So be ready. And please join with your own full name, otherwise we unable to verify you later on. So one short you will want, join with your full name, otherwise I gonna
Join with the
remove.
name you used in the XLS file, the registration form. Join with the name.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, I have to remove you. There's no other option. Be quick, 23 joined. We have like 67 participants. Come on, guys. Do not you want LinkedIn premiums? 39. I'm sending code as well. Over 36. Still coming.
I have pinned the link for the quiz in the chat, so you may go there.
Let me paste again. Now we will be starting on 8:11. So you have 30 seconds to join, otherwise it wouldn't count. 42 participants out of 70. Crazy. Let me review them all. Was disconnected. It's okay. Should we start?
I'm ready when you are.
Still someone coming up. Okay, we are starting with these 47 participants. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Make in your mind that you have only 10 seconds to attempt one question. If you give more than that, you will be in loss. And the quicker you give the answer, the more you have a chances to be on the top place. Starting.
All right. So you're gonna have answers in the screen, and the questions are also gonna be there. So don't worry, guys. Going
Oh,
quite fast. It's very
yes.
competitive.
Next question. Thumbs up. Look, there's 5 or 6 people who haven't did it. Oh, nice. Get ready for next question. 3, 2, 1. Come on, quick, 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 quick. Oops, that's nice. We are seeing the shuffles. Next question. Oops. Get going. Oops, top 3 guys. We are moving to our 5th question. Next question. Question number 6. Be ready, I am moving faster a little. Next question is coming up. That's easy. Come on. Imad is doing well. Next.
Osama, someone says the quiz are too fast.
But we cannot slow down it. We only have 10 seconds to attempt. Okay,
Right.
so now last question. Get ready. It will be the most easiest question. So you can do it as quick as you want. Next. It's last. Nice. I think we have the winners. Yes. Here we go. It's loading, it's loading. Here we go. Imad Adnan first, Awais second, and Darjesh, if I pronounce right, is third. So we will contact you as soon as we receive the premiums. Thank you. It's been excited. There's just some of the red dot I can see, but in start we have so many greens. So let's end it. Wait. You guys do not need to be worried. There is another quiz coming up soon. So be ready for that. Now, just pay your attention to next three sessions and you have a chance to win. So don't worry.
Hi
Oh,
everyone.
hi.
Hi Mahrukh. Can you share the slides, please?
Sh- I'd be happy to. Give me just a couple of minutes. Set it up. So, can you talk about your topic first, like while I do stuff?
Yes, so I'll introduce myself while you opening the slides. So myself, Abdul Rehman, and I'm a beta Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador from MLSA VU. Uh, I have part of many online communities like GDSC, MLSA, uh, and others like Streamlit, Cobetro. And I'm also a web developer and a technical content writer on Medium. And so my today's topic is about uh, Power Automate, which is a Microsoft Power Platform. So let's get started. Today, our uh, conference name. Can you see the screen? Just tell me by reacting. Uh,
Yes, Abdurrahman,
Yeah,
Thank
yes.
everything is
you.
visible. Keep going, keep going.
Okay. So my today's topic is please, Mahrukh, next screen. I'm not able to next this.
Right. I'm sharing my screen because I'm having an issue with the live PowerPoint share. If you can see my screen share, we're on this session agenda slide right now.
Okay, but please go next. Go on the next page.
Abdurrahman, if you don't feel comfortable like this, you can share your own screen and just open your slide like the way I did. So it will be
Okay,
much
okay.
easier for you.
Give,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, go
give
ahead.
me a minute. I thank you. If you see my screen, then please tell me.
Oh, yeah, it's visible. You're very
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, quick.
Thank you. So I'm moving to the session agenda. So my session agenda is we will introduce the Microsoft Power Platforms first, and then we will explore Microsoft Power Automate, which is a part of Microsoft Power Platform, one of the tool of Microsoft Power Platform. And in the last, we will take your questions. So just uh, s- just cover up first Microsoft Power Platform, which includes many tools like Microsoft Power BI, Power Automate, apps, pages, and virtual agents. So the motive of Power Platform is to uh, make things faster and make things automate without doing much coding. Microsoft Power Platforms are also called low code, no code tools or platform, which helps us to build tools or automate our work without any coding experience. So if you are not doing coding or had coding, then this platform is for you. These all platforms are for you because we can do much things easier with the help of these tools. So let me move to the next slide, which is Microsoft Power Automate. So we will cover up the basics of Power Automate, what the Power Automate doing, what we can do with Power Automate. So let's check Power Automate practically. Uh, you don't need to pay much for this. If I go to my browser, you just need to write in the Google Microsoft Power Automate, and you can access it like from there. You can also install or download it from Microsoft Store. So if you have Windows 10, Windows 8, or Windows 11, you can download it or install it from Microsoft Store. So many of the features are free in Microsoft Power Automate, and we can automate our work. How can we automate our work? We will do it practically in just few minutes. So it's an official website of Power Automate. You can install the Power Automate from here also, or you can sign up directly. Click on Start Free or sign in if you have already account. And here you can see the details of Power Automate. Like if you go for Microsoft Power Automate Premium, you have to pay some amount. Uh, if you want to use it free, then you can also use its some of the templates or some of its tools free of cost. So I'm using my Microsoft Student Ambassador account with it. Uh, if you have Office account like Office 365, my screen is visible. Is my screen visible? Please,
Yeah, it's
someone.
visible. Visible.
Okay. So if you have account of Office 365, then you have Power Automate in it. Like I'm going to open Microsoft 365 account of mine. It will take some time, but we will wait for it and check our slides. Power Automate is working with many different tools, like not only Microsoft tools, but it's also working with like social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, and Google Drive. Many of tools which we have familiar with, most of the user familiar with. So it's taking time. Uh, the motive is opening Microsoft 365, the motive of my to show you that we can access Power Automate from Microsoft 365. If you have access to Microsoft 365, you can open it from there directly. So yeah, we have already opened it in our browser. Here is the main page of Microsoft Power Automate. Here we can create our uh, templates or flows from here. There is templates. Templates are uh, pre-built flows which we can use to. My internet is little bit slow, so please. uh, Yeah, these are all templates of which Power Automate gives us or provide us to use. You can see here are a lots of templates that we can use. We can create our own flows from here, but I can just quickly show you how we can use or how the Power Automate works for us. So here is a template like a save Gmail attachment to a Dropbox folder, or I can search here save uh, Gmail attachments. Gmail attachments to like if someone send us an attachment, this will be direct. That attachment will be directly saved to our Google Drive or whatever the template we have select. So, or we can generate reminders through this Power Automate. My internet is slow, guys. Like I'm going to open this one. There are a lots of templates right here, but I'm going to open this one, save Gmail to Google Drive. This will open and you can ask your questions in chat box. I will uh, answer all your questions after completing this task.
All right,
Okay,
guys. So
guys,
if you
it's
have a question, just drop it until Abdul Rehman is just performing the task.
I'm also opening it in my desktop. So yeah, it's open. Like if someone send us email with attachment like documents, certificates, etc., it will automatically save the file like certificates, documents in PDF form or PNG, JPG. It will automatically go to our Google Drive. So this will fast our work. If you have Microsoft 365 account, then you can find the Power Automate from here. Like go to apps and here you will find Power Automate. This one. There are lots of tools, but you can find the Power Automate from here. Okay, it's loading. Okay, so I think, already created one flow of this, like saving the documents, saving my attachments to Google Drive. Using this one, and yeah, there is save Gmail attachment to Google Drive. I'm opening it up. Okay. Now I'm going to turn it on. I have already did the settings of it. I have connected it with my Gmail account, uh, Google Drive and Gmail account. I have opened it, and now I'm giving you a small task that please send me some attachment on my email. I'm providing you my email, and please send me attachment. Those attachment will be directly saved to my Google Drive, and I will show you. So I'm going to share my email. This will take 2 to 3 minutes, guys, not so long. Here is my Gmail connected with uh, Power Automate. So please send some attachments, and I will my G Drive. Also Gmail. You can also turn the flow off or on from here. You can check the analytics that which files you have received or your flow is working or not. This basically whole thing is called flow. If I click on analytics, yes, I received some attachments, and the attachment will be saved right here. This will automatically generated attachment folder, and you can also generate any folder right here. And I have also previously some of the attachment right here, and I will check now which attachment I received. Its name is Gazanfar Ali CV. Okay. And there is some attachment like preview attachment. Okay. There is wireless pen testing. Okay. So I'm going to refresh this one. Yes, there you can see wireless pen testing uh, receive right here. I didn't save it, and it automatically receive right here. This is just one task of or one benefit of uh, Power Automate. Uh, Gazanfar Ali CV is right here. What's the third name? Wireless pen testing and preview attachment. I think its name is research personal or this one preview attachment personal. I can show you, and then we will move next. Okay, refresh it. If you guys have any question, then please ask in chat box. I will answer all of your question in last. Okay, I'm not going to, not able to find this one. I think it's incorrect or something. Okay, so I hope you understand the basic of basic use of this Power Automate. Like it's automate our work. Uh, there are a lots of other benefits of it. Like I'm going to show you just templates of it, so you will understand it better. Like save our attachment to Dropbox, and it's also connecting with Twitter, and our data, Twitter account data or post data will be stored automatically in Excel file. Like these tasks, we can perform these tasks with Power Automate. There are lots of templates. You can also create your templates by going here, by clicking on create, and from here you can also create your template as well. Like there are, you can also send a reminder, schedule a reply, follow up any message, and forward emails to a channel. You can select any time, date, and your reply or message or alert will be sent to participants or attendees, etc. Like you can perform tasks like these with Power Automate. You can also create your own flow. Like if I record this screen while performing any task, like refreshing my browser screen, like this one, any page of my browser screen, and I uh, mention any time like 10 minutes, 12 minutes, then it will automatically go right here and perform this task. Uh, the freelancer have get my point. Like uh, they have they have to be active or online on the browser. The platform automatically detect that the user is inactive, so this will count for their uh, journey to next milestone. Like if we create our workflow, and it this will that will automatically refresh our page, so the platform will understand uh, that the user is online. So in this way you can use Power Automate. Sorry guys, my internet is very slow today, so that's why it's not opening. uh, I can check the question if you have, so I have answered them. Okay, I see no question from you guys. Am I audible? Please tell me.
Here you are pretty much audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you guys for listening me today.
Thanks, Abdul Rehman. So up next we have Rishabh.
Yeah, right. So give me some time to prepare the slides. All I think is here already. Please let me know if it is visible.
To me, it's not yet visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Maybe my internet's slow.
So it is visible and I am audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, you are
Great.
audible.
So hi everyone. I'm Rishabh and I'm an alpha analyst here right now. And I'm currently more interested in cybersecurity, learning my ways into computer networks, operating systems, and databases, servers. you can see most of what we will be talking about today. So many people think that cybersecurity is all about hacking and breaking into systems and steal data. Although it is a part of cybersecurity, it mostly includes defensive systems to make systems, networks more protective towards bad hackers or like bad people who actually try to steal the data. So today we will be, okay, I don't think this my screen visible. Some people are saying my screen is not visible. Just give me a moment, please. Can everyone let me know again if it is visible?
To me, it's still not visible. Maybe if we ask in chat, people will tell us
Okay,
whether
okay.
it is visible or not.
Some people saying it is visible, some aren't.
Yeah, I can see now.
Yeah, it's
Or maybe
visible.
it is a network problem. It's okay. Maybe it's a network problem. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
There is some issues going on due to weather.
so starting into cybersecurity, the first thing you need to know is computer networks, how data really travels from one computer to another, what exactly does it contain, how the hackers actually steal them, intercept the networks to go and steal the data. And next, we have operating systems. The knowledge of operating system is very much necessary to understand how processes work, how threads work. Okay, Mahrukh is taking my screen share, I think.
Oh, I apologize. Should I
Okay.
stop presenting? I think you can take the control back.
Oh, yeah, right. I think I can. Just a minute.
Great.
Okay, so is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rishabh, everything fine.
Correct. Yeah, so the next thing you should know about good are operating systems, how processes really interact with each other, what executables are really running in the background, if it is taking in data or not, what data headers are it using. Next, we will talking more about the Windows operating system. So all of us work with this operating system, but a lot of us don't really know what happens in here. We don't know how to work with the task manager, how the users and groups work, how the control panel really works, how to manage the networks and working issues, how to use PowerShell, which is one of the automating tools Microsoft has done for Windows. And one more operating system that we work with cybersecurity is Kali Linux, Untitled OS, which many have has heard, and people think that those are the really two things that uh, hackers really use, and actually it is true because they come with a lot of uh, a lot of what we say services that help in breaking into systems or defensive. Okay, so this is PowerShell. PowerShell and Terminal are two things. PowerShell works on Windows and Terminal works on Linux, and these let us interact with the computers from the lowest level and gives us more access towards what we work with. Next, we should know about is the file system, how files are stored in operating systems, what are the disk managements, the file metadata, directory structures, the accessibility to files, who have the access or not, which files are shared on the network, which are not. Uh, and that's pretty much it. The file systems you have to know. And finally, the executables. The executable files are something that are running in the background. So any process which when run is it really becomes a an executable. Screen not visible. Okay, I think something is wrong with my end.
No,
Guys,
Rishabh,
I
everything
s-
is fine.
okay, so chat
Yeah,
says the screen is
maybe just slides, maybe not changing that might be.
so everything all right, right?
yeah, you're good.
Great. Next, coming to databases. This is something which is very necessary because this is something that hackers really hack into to steal the data, the what is stored in the company's data, the users' passwords, usernames, and that is necessary to take control over their personal accounts. And this also includes credit card information, social media information, and that really makes a way to do bad stuff against you. Coming to database servers, the backend servers, how web applications really work on the internet and how it interacts with the database, how they view the files, the DOM manipulation. This is something hackers uh, take advantage of to show to you have must have heard of SQL injection, which is something that take control of the SQL database and how the web server sends data to the database. Right now, we will see some of the tools that we have in here. I don't know if it is visible right now. I'll try sharing the screen once more because it is something outside the thing. So, uh, can everyone let me know if I am sharing the screen right now?
Yes.
Can
Yes,
you
we
see
can.
the Can you see this thing going on in the what I have opened up here?
Yeah.
Please
Yeah, showing
everybody
the one. Yeah,
tell us in chat. Yes, visible.
great. So this is Wireshark. This is what normally hackers use to read information of what is going on and what is not. So you can see to the first column says the number of the packet that is sent. The time is the in milliseconds, in seconds that when the data is sent. The source is the MAC address of your system, and so this is constant for because my computer is really sending all the data, and the destination is all the services to which the data is being sent to. The protocol is the protocol is the protocol that it is using, the data is using to send the thing, send the data. The length is the length of the packet, and this includes the traffic that is in the network. Then we have info. It is pretty much the information of what the data headers consist of. And let's see, that is encrypted in this one. The frames, the Ethernet, the source, the IP address is IPv4. It is in the encoded form. The just a minute. Yeah. So this is pretty much Wireshark, the what hackers normally use to find information, this reconnaissance. Whenever you work with the cybersecurity or red teams, the most time you will spend is gathering data about the target, and that is called reconnaissance. This will show what the system is interacting with, how many open ports you have, how you really find a backdoor to that. And now coming to PowerShell, some PowerShell commands that helps us interacting. Just a minute, I'll share this one again. So you guys can see the PowerShell open right here. Is it visible, PowerShell? Uh, Anyone can let me know if this is visible on the screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Great. So some of the PowerShell commands that helps us interact with the networks from Windows computers. First one comes as ping. This simply sends data packets and gives you the time the data packets take to reach back to you, the number of hops or the routers inside within that is within the path of the packets. So I'll just go and ping google.com, which is a very common example. Uh, so in normal, they send 4 data packets, and this is the MAC address of the server that the server that google.com is using right now. And you can see the time it took for the packets to come back to me. If we want to add more number, we can specify an n uh, tag and the number of data packets. Let's make it some more. So now the data packets, there will 12 data packets that will tell us how much time each data packet would take to reach the Google servers and come back to us. This pretty much says that the Google server is online and we are having no problems connecting to the Google server. The next command that comes to us is netstat command, which is used to see the available connections in your computer, the current connections. Okay, just let's spell that netstat. Let's see what netstat stuff is. And see that as the first protocol we have established is TCP. This is my local address, my private IP address, and the port through which the data is traveling. This is a foreign address to the server to which the data is traveling, the IP address of the server. And this is the protocol that is using. And the protocols actually work on different levels. It has the OSI model or the IP model that is basically the model on which the internet depends. There are different protocols at different layers. OSI, the IP TCP IP model is the what we use normally because that is the practical model. OSI model is just used for theoretical purposes, and these are the protocols that it is using in one of the layers, and this is another protocol it's using. And that's pretty much shows what are the current connections I have to my computer. The next command I have is tracer. First, I'll show the normal tracer. The IP address I'm pinging right now is another computer I have in my room, which is connected to the same Wi-Fi router. Since it is in the one is in, we are connected to the same router. There will be one packet traveling over here. Although it says 30 hops because the minimum hops that is assigned to a Windows OS is 30. It will only do one because there is only one router connecting the all the devices I have. Um, but if I do just so not just a command again. Now we have stated the number of hops we can use, but again, it will only use one hop. This is because I'm using a computer phone that is connected, that is a computer I have connected to my own private network. But if we use different IP addresses, it will tell you exactly the number of hops it has between your connection to the other connection. Okay, so I will come back to the PPT now. What is a hop? Hop is just another name for a router. So when a network connection happens, it is on the internet. Internet is just a connection of several network devices, which includes routers, switches, hubs. So the routers are called the hops because your they connect your devices to other devices in the internet. It forms a network address translation and connects your devices from your private IP, uses a public IP to connect to other devices on the internet. Yeah, I'll be sharing my screen again. Just finding my PPT. So I think that was pretty much it to cybersecurity. If you want to start off your career, you have to understand computer systems, the operating systems, networks, how databases work, because most companies use SQL relational databases, and they typically store data in a tabular format. So when uh, anyone who can has access to the database can do any type of queries, and they will break the systems or steal data. So having an idea of database, how it is connected, how it is configured, is very much necessary. And computer networks, of course, shows how the data is traveling. uh, Operating systems, because you have to know what softwares and processes are actually working in the background, and what type of files are using, what services they're using, if they are really monitoring something, what uh, the file system is necessary when you will be creating some offensive projects like malware. You have to take control of the directory if you want to have a idea of good idea of what the uh, hacker systems consists of. Sorry. And do you have any questions? Please, can you let me know? What are the key vulnerabilities and security associated with database? So you have to make sure you don't hard code the database connections. Whenever you are creating an application and you need to make use of a database, make sure you use environment variables and connect the database with it, and uh, not just the openly write the password and stuffs like that. So that is a security practice. Another security practices may include not clicking on links that you don't know wherever it comes from. You can make use of sandbox environments or even virtual machines to check if where the link points to. Then whenever you are actually trying to make an attack, you are also making yourself equally vulnerable. So make sure you know how to use sock puppets, which means hiding yourself from the internet, proxy servers, and um, proxy servers to hide your actual IP address. So any more questions? So if not, I think I am done with my presentation. How will I know that I'm being hacked? So there are different things you will see. That is why I told you about the processes running in the operating system. You have to monitor. You can always go check the task manager and see if there you find something suspicious or not. Um, then there will be like spywares will often put some malicious code or files in the system. Like one day you wake up and see some other files in your system that you don't recognize. That means something that you have been compromised, and there's something in your system that has taken control over. That is why you see a file, maybe a different file, the configuration files that have taken over your system.
Rishabh, I think you can answer them in chat because we are like little bit up the
Great.
time.
Yeah, right, right.
Even
So I'm
Darshan
done with
is
my
left.
presentation.
Yeah, quiz is also left.
Great. I
So
think
up
Darshan
next.
can take over from here.
Yeah,
After
it's
you,
okay.
Darshan.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Darshan,
I
you
you
am.
are.
are audible.
Yeah. Okay. Is my screen visible to you all?
Yeah.
Okay. So, uh, today, till now, we have seen about the latest technologies, what we have from our speakers. Now we will go into the one of the interesting technology, that is web technology. So basically, web technology is nothing but it deals with websites, web apps, and web applications. So before that, let me have a quick intro. So about myself, I'm Darshan Bhandary. I'm a full stack developer, currently pursuing my computer science and engineering from Age Institute of Engineering. My specialization is web development and software designing. Currently, I'm a freelancer in software development and majorly in a website web app developer. So I'm a community lead in DevNation, and which is a student community in our college, and I'm a team person and a humble extrovert. So if I, I have a very good experience in freelancing in web designing and software development. So I'm a freelancer in clientship, and I have done digital marketing and various content management systems at MarketBird. I have been a software developing volunteer at NITK, which is the National Institute of Technology of Government, and I have been a part of virtual lab development, which is a government undertaken program to develop virtual labs for the benefit of education. So let's go fast forward. So about this session, what we are going to see is we'll have an introductory session to the web development, various languages and tools that are required to understand and develop web applications, the different architectures in web technology, the roadmap to learn web and different domains in web, and majorly the latest trends in web technologies. And finally, the question session. So, web technology refers to the various tools and techniques that are utilized in the process of communication between different types of devices over the internet. A web browser is used to access web pages. Web browsers can be defined as programs that display text, data, pictures, animations, and video in the internet. Hyperlinked resources on the World Wide Web can be accessed using software interfaces provided by the web browsers. So basically, we all have used websites. Example, the majorly used websites like ChatGPT, where we are giving a user interaction and it gives a result which runs on a server. So that is basically a website. Even we have used Amazon, Flipkart, etc. So these are some basic websites, web applications that serve a specific purpose. Next, the web technology is basically classified into two categories. One is front-end development and back-end development. Front-end development is a technology where a part of website that user interacts directly is termed as a front end. Is also called as a client-side application. So if you consider an example where you are using ChatGPT through the website, through the browser. So whatever UI which you can see, the black background, the text box, the input which you are giving, the keypad, those everything come under the front end part. So the other classification is the back end development. Back end development is the one which you cannot see in the sense like when, as a considering the same example of ChatGPT, when you're giving a prompt, you don't know how the prompt is actually generated, but you can see the result. So how the prompt is getting generated, how the content is getting generated, everything comes under the backend. So most of it has used Google Pay. So what you do is basically you give a transaction. Basically, you select who is the which is the destination user, and then you will pay the amount, and the amount will be transferred from your account to the receptant's account. But you don't know how the amount is being transacted from your account to the recipient account. So those things come under the backend development. So before we go to web technologies, the basic things that you should know is one is the basic concepts about the operating systems, how one browser works, how the different IT protocols work. So which has been covered by Rishabh, and yeah, which has been fundamentals have been explained by Rishabh. So when we go deep into, let's go deep into the front end development. So as I told, front end development deals with user interactive. So there are different languages and tools. The most famous languages and most basic fundamental required languages are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Ajax. HTML, which stands for uh, hypertext markup language, which is used to design the structure of a web page. And CSS, which refers as cascading styling sheets, which is used to style the website. We'll go into this one by one later, and JavaScript, which is used to give the functionality of a website, which is a mini server, a synchronous server that is used to communicate, that is mainly used to communicate between two applications. And for backend, we are using PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, and many more. There are many tools. These are the most highly used tools. So PHP is a server-side scripting language. Node.js is an open source cross-platform runtime executing JavaScript code in the browser. Python is a famous interpreter that is used for developing the backend purpose, and Ruby is a dynamic and reflective object-oriented general purpose programming language. So this is the basic structure of a front end tools, what we are going to use. Like these are contains almost all the tools that are used in the real time. And we have different frameworks, different tools, different libraries, which are shown in the flowchart. You can just take a screenshot, which you can refer later when you're going for this. This is just an introductory session. We'll conduct a hands-on session where we can go in deep into this and look at how we can use this in our applications. So HTML, as I told, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and current version is HTML5. Here, as I told, the main function of HTML is to give the structure of a web page. Structure in the sense like after a heading, like we say, like we have a navigation bar. After navigation bar, we have a hero section. After a hero section, we have a about us section. So how we are going to do that? We are giving it in we are describing it in HTML5. What should come after what? That comes in HTML, that we're describing HTML. Next comes is a CSS. CSS is a styling tool. HTML itself is a boring, it's just black and white. But when we want to build a web application, we want to build a websites, we need a styling, we need colorful graphics. For this, we need a tool called CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Styling Sheets. These are majorly used to style an element in your HTML. This increases your look of a web page. This gives a shape and a beauty to your web pages. Next is the JavaScript. JavaScript is the most widely used language to give the functional component. Example, if I consider HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as a whole, we are giving a metaphor comparison to a human body. HTML is nothing but the entire skeletal structure of a human body, how the entire skeletal structure supports all the organs and tissues in the human body. Similarly, the HTML gives the structure to the entire web page. And CSS are nothing but organs and tissues in our body. They are just, they say where the organs are located, how the organ looks, how beautifully they are arranged. Everything is done in their CSS in comparison web technology. Next comes how next comes the functionality of all those organs. What should your heart do? What should your liver do? What should your brain do? All these are defined. All these functionalities are defined by JavaScript. Like if you click this button, what should happen? If you click this button, where the page has to be redirected. If you click on a button, if you click over on something, what has to be shown? If you scroll something, what has to be shown? Everything are defined using JavaScript. So JavaScript is nothing but it is used to define a functionality of an object. Let's go for backend technologies. This is the various technologies that are used for backend. We have PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Java, Golang, C Sharp, and for storages we are using PostgreSQL, MariaDB, MySQL, and MongoDB. We'll go to that databases soon. Next, PHP is the most famous and widely used. It is accepted by most of the people, and it is beginner friendly. So PHP is a server scripting tool. HTML, those are the front end. Whatever PHP, those works on the back end, which are runs on the servers. So PHP is a recursive acronym for Hypertext Preprocessor, which is the open source general purpose scripting language that is especially suited for web development, can be embedded into HTML. What makes PHP different from other languages? So if you consider JavaScript, it works both for front end and back end, but mainly used for front end. But if you one thing what you're going is for like, there is difference between C I want to give a metaphor comparison. There is a difference between C and C++ as a fundamental programming language. What makes the entire difference is one is the reusability of the code, which we call it as an object-oriented programming uh, feature called as object-oriented programming, which differs in C and C++. C doesn't have object-oriented programming, and C++ has object-oriented programming. So what is this object-oriented programming? Here, object-oriented programming deals with few major concepts like objects, classes, methods, constructors, etc. But uh, C language is nothing but a modular programming language. Like you can't repeat multiple times. You have to write each and write code for multiple comps again and again. There are duplication of code. There is increase in file length. There is wastage of memory, unnecessary memory. But in C++, since you're using object-oriented language, object-oriented programming, there are major chances of reducing the length of code, reducing the memory usage, execution speed increases, etc. So PHP is one of the object-oriented programming. In HTML, we are repeating the codes. Here, by using PHP, we are reducing the number of repeated duplicate codes, etc. By which we are increasing the efficiency of our web application, and here we can achieve high performance. Next is the Node.js, which is majorly a JavaScript library used for backend. And one more thing, Node.js is not a framework, it's a library. So Node.js is majorly used for backend purposes to achieve the backend computational performances based on the front-end requirements. It is used to build an APIs like a for mobile applications, for a web app, for a desktop application, etc. Node.js is majorly used by PayPal, Uber, Netflix, Walmart, etc. Next is Python. Python is a very famous interpreting languages that has been used for various domains. So even Python is used for web development for backend purposes. So here, Python is majorly used because of its efficiency, beginner friendly, and less amount low code, high performance approach. Next is Ruby. Ruby is one of the most famous object-oriented general purpose programming language, which is used to build powerful web applications. If you consider some web applications like GitHubs are built on using Ruby frameworks, Ruby on Rails, etc. So Golang is one of the most famous uh, framework used to build a web application. Go was introduced by Google, and Google is built using Golang. So it has various protocols, various database connectivities, and elastic flexibility in the in technology, in embedding the different technologies. They can run on Google App Engine, Google Cloud, etc. And Go is very flexible. So there are, as I use the word frameworks, libraries, etc. Let's see what are the different front-end frameworks, back-end frameworks, and full-stack frameworks. So for front-end, we have different libraries, different frameworks. First one is the AngularJS, jQuery, Swillet, AngularJS, Flask, Bootstrap, White, Alpine, React, etc. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. This might help in the future. So I'm not going in detail here. I'm just giving the introductory part. As I told, in future we'll conduct a hands-on session where we'll be using all this. Since we have a less time frame, we have to go just about the box. And these are the different backend frameworks: JavaScript, PHP, Ruby, Go, Next, .NET, Glass, Django, etc. And full stack framework. So there is a confusion between what is this full stack, backend, front end. So front end and backend, I have told you properly what are those. So front end deals with the front end components, and backend deal with backend services. Now, what is this full stack? Full stacks are those that deal with both. They deal with front end, back end, even the cloud computing techniques. So there are different frameworks and libraries used here. One is Python, Ruby, Go, Laravel, .NET, Django, Gin, and Symfony. These are the famous full stack frameworks that we use to build an application. And there are still more applications. I just given the most famous application frameworks. Next is the databases. As I told earlier, we'll come to databases later. So what are these databases? When you're logging on something, like just consider an example of logging to Google account. First, you are authenticated. Like, do you have an account? If not, sign up, or if you have an account, sign in. So where are all these your information stored? All your information is stored in the databases. Like when you are signing up, your data, your information is stored in the Google database. Like whenever you log in, all those the data in your database is fetched and mapped. If it matches, then you are logging successfully. If not, then they will throw error saying that invalid. Either your password or username is wrong. So that's why databases are used. Databases are majorly used to store the data. Basically, if you don't use database, all your data that is stored in the browser are volatile. So to store it permanently, we are using the databases. And databases are majorly used to pass the data through different applications, like from web to mobile, from web to desktop, etc. So this is a basic roadmap for web design. If you want, you can take a screenshot, and so that might help you in the future. So first we'll learn the HTML5, then we'll go for CSS. Then you will use various technologies like Git and GitHub for your version control and storages. Then you will build a project, then you learn JavaScript, then JavaScript frameworks, etc. Let's say the latest trends in web design, web technologies. So basically, the one what we can say one challenge in web technology is that new technologies come and go day to day. Like today there will be one technology, but tomorrow a new technology will come and it will be popular. So what are the current famous trends in the web? Let's see the current trends in the web technologies. So first trend is the responsive web designs. Like the best example is your Google. You use Google in your laptop, you use Google in your desktop, you use a Google in your phone. It is fit for all different screen sizes, all different systems. So that's what we can term it as responsivity. Response as definition, responsive web design ensures that web pages render well on variety of devices and window or screen sizes. So what is the importance of this responsive web designs? So one thing is your scalability and the flexibility. So if I want to target users with my application, the application should run in all devices. Yes or no? So if to achieve that, most of the users use their software through mobiles. For example, WhatsApp, Google, most of them use in their mobiles. Not all, everyone use their laptop for WhatsApp. Just like giving an example. So since WhatsApp is available on mobile and web, it is easy for both user to either he can shift to web or mobile. So it makes the user friendly. So that is the main importance of a responsive web design. Next comes your progressive web apps. So progressive web apps are nothing but highly perform those web applications which are capable to perform high-end applications, like as one of my speaker told about Gen AI and machine learning in Azure. So she gave a beautiful example how a person can manage his business through the machine learning. So actually, if you go in that pure machine learning, it takes time. But if I want to increase the performance, if I want to build it as a product, we go for progressive web apps. Web apps doesn't mean that it only deals with web application. It also deals with your mobile applications too. So that is the one of the latest integrating the machine learning concepts. Not exactly the such complex computations into a web, which gives a very high performance with a less amount of time. What are the benefits? They offer features like offline functionality, push notification, fast loading times, enhancing user engagement and retention. Next is your voice search optimization. We have all heard about the search engine optimization. That is nothing but SEOs. What are these SEOs? If you put any keyword or any word in your Google input bar, what you will get all the recommended options in your first set. So those are nothing but search engine optimization. So voice search optimization stands for if you give a natural language, give input through your natural language, it will generate, convert it to a text, and then it will map to your search engine. So till now we have used the used to give a input through the text. Now we are giving a input through our voice. So that is one of the most trending and upcoming technology in web development, web technology. Next is modern AI and machine learning integrations. So you will get confused. How are we going to integrate this machine learning and web? Web is totally different, and machine learning and AI is totally different. The best example is your ChatGPT. As I told, uh, ChatGPT is a web app, but there is a concept of machine learning and AI. Whenever you're giving a prompt, it generates the response and then gives as an output. So that is one of the trend. But what is that? Why there will be a question that is they already this technology exists. Why you need to focus that? But the main purpose is your retention time, loading time that matters. Whenever you choose an application, whenever you build an application to a customer as a product, the load time and the user experience and user interface matters. So if you consider the chat GPT right now, it takes time to produce an output. But we need to enhance that. We have to reduce that time to generate that output. We should achieve a such state that whenever I give a prompt, immediately I will get an output. So that is the challenging and most wide investable uh, trend in the web technology. Next is the blockchain and Web 3.0. So blockchain is one of the most highly secure and the booming technologies right now. So, and the word Web 3.2. Currently, the web technology is divided into three phases. One is Web 1.2, Web 2.0, and Web 3.0. What Web 1.0 is before 2000s, like the web applications before 2000s, which have just static pages and just to show up the portfolio. Web 2.0 has some authentications like get, and it uses databases, it has e-commerce applications, etc. Those are come under Web 2.0. Web 3.0 has blockchains, AI ML integrations, virtual reality integrations, etc. So what is this blockchain? Blockchain technology is a driving for development of Web 3.0 or decentralized and trustless internet. So to give a basic uh, understanding of blockchain, now consider you are buying a land. The dealer and the land purchaser, they have to there is a transaction between them. So if you go with the basic traditional approaches, like the buyer has to give the amount to the dealer. So if it goes through an online purpose, if it goes through a banking purpose, what are the different flaws? If I pay through the Google Pay and the dealer will get that amount. So all these are stored in a single databases. And what is the drawback of this? Though I have not paid, I can argue that I have paid. There is a flaw in the technology. There is a technical glitch in the technology. I can argue, but even the dealer can argue that though he has received the amount, he can claim that he has not received the amount. He can say that there is a glitch in the technology. So there is a loss of security and authentication vulnerabilities. To solve that, we have blockchain. Blockchain is an end-to-end secure transaction facilitating unit where each of the transaction by the user is stored. Like if considering the same example, if the buyer is paying the amount, the buyer has a ledger, even the dealer has a ledger. Whenever the buyer pays the amount, after it is confirmed by the dealer, it will get stored in the ledger so that he can't say that he has not paid, he has paid. Everything is stored in the both end of dealer and the buyer. So that is the main importance of blockchain. Next is Internet of Things and web connectivity. The main concept of Internet of Things is to connect all the machines through the internet and control them. Basically, Alexa is the best example. So Alexa first introduced this IoT into their web application. So there are again many vulnerabilities, many corrections, many performance enhancements are required So many people are working on it, and it is one of the major trends. Next is augmented reality and virtual reality integration. So majorly augmented reality and virtual reality. The words sound same, but the major difference is augmented reality is nothing but you are simulating a physical world into one small entity. Then virtual reality means you are converting the physical entity into a virtual environment. I will give a detailed explanation and give a detailed comparison. Or what I mean is a visualization about AI and VR. So why it is required. Now, most of the time we have seen the interactivity and the web design has been increased. Interactivity, UI experience and UX is increased in day-to-day application. So the augmented reality and virtual reality are one of the most famous upcoming technologies that are used to develop games and user experience through chatbots and content professionalization, etc. So I think everyone have watched the movie Iron Man. We have seen that Majors in Iron Man to vary designs his suit. So we can see some basic graphical design flying all over the space. That is nothing but the augmented reality. This is the best example for augmented reality. Virtual reality uses VR glasses, which is introduced by Google. Next is serverless computing. Now, whenever the basically the website run in a server or through the clouds. So whatever computation has to be performed, everything is performed on the server and the cloud. So serverless computing stands for all those computings will be performed by the backend itself without any need of a server. That is the major trend in the upcoming web technology, which reduces the server load time and server interactivity, which gives fast real to time market and reduces the cost efficiency. This increases the scalability and the flexibility of application. Next is microservice architectures. So most of them have used Netflix. So what happens is like if all of a sudden all the users try to log in to a particular website, what happens is the server gets huge traffic. The server is unable to handle all this traffic and server gets down. So what happens? The entire application will get crashed. So to reduce this, we are splitting the application into different parts and we are storing it in different servers. What happens this is there is a load distribution between all the servers. So just one example is the Netflix. So most of them have used Netflix. So what is the first feature that you are going to the first thing that you're going to encounter when you are using Netflix? First is the login page. So most of the people will visit the login page. So login page is kept in a separate server and that server particularly focuses on that login page and the watch list which wish list everything are kept in another server. So what happens is if the login server fails, the entire application won't fall but only the login part will fall instead of the entire application saving the user data. So that is the microservice architecture. This increases in scalability, flexibility and agility of a web application. So I'm done with my session. Since it is an introductory section, I'm not going into deep into these technologies. We'll conduct a future hands-on session on this, and we'll show how we are achieving all this. So this question and answers. So if you have any doubts, just drop a message or turn on your mic and someone raise their hand. Yeah, no one has any doubts. Okay, let's go with the quiz now.
Just a second, I am on it.
We're waiting for the quiz. There's someone is asking. In the meantime, I'm sharing all of the links of all of our wonderful speakers. So if you like, let's connect with them and get to know each other more.
All right. But make sure to join with your full name that you have been written on registration form. Otherwise, it wouldn't count. Even I'm gonna remove those people who will come up with an unnecessary name. So make sure, like this. Come on. How can I later identify you? Join again. 23, 24, 27. We have 62 participants in meeting. We will be starting on 9:37. Make sure you join within 1.5 minutes. Thank you. Okay, 30 more seconds. If you did it well and good, otherwise we are going to start. All set. We are starting the quiz. You have only 10 seconds to attempt. Make sure. 4, 3, thumbs up. Okay, get ready for the next question. Next question. Question number 3 is coming up. Wait. Question number 4 is coming. Question number 5. Next question number 6. Question number 7. Question number 8. Question number 9. Question. The phone is leading. Okay, so I guess we have the last question. Be ready for it. Okay, so here are the winners. Will appear on the screen now. Seems slow. coming up. Perfect. Just while we are ending the session, we are aware of you guys are might be a little bit tired, but not more than us, so it's fine. Mahrukh, is it possible if you could share the screen and just just share the ending slides?
Oh, sure. Let me do that.
It's still loading.
While that happens, I would love for everyone to be able to be aware that you guys can open your cameras if you want. We are thinking of doing a group photo at the end, but that's really up to you guys, if you're up to it. So when we actually do Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador community meetings and town hall calls with the other Microsoft members and the community from the world, we actually do a group photo at the end. So that is why we are quite keen if we could do that as a memory for you guys with us. But before then, Osama, would you like to take the concluding remarks?
Yeah, I was about to share the screen and give the concluding remark, but it's not working. If you could try, Mahrukh, and share the screen.
Oh, yeah, I'm shared on my end. You be the speaker.
Well, it seems it's not appear to me right now. Refocused it. Mm-hmm. Someone is singing. Okay, Mahrukh, it's not appearing to me, but let me just explain everything from the slides. It's okay.
Okay, so it's all right. I'll happily say on your behalf and on all of our speakers, we have the ending remarks. The event has ended, the conference is done, but all shall not last. There is still some more to fight on. We are all going to be doing some advanced workshops and some more expert level sessions based on our topics we have done. So on 22nd and then in 2 days increments, we're going to talk about the workshops and do some hands-on practical demonstrations that you guys can tag along with us. So the symposium is going to go forward until 27th by all of us. Then,
Exactly.
thank you, everyone. This is been a great milestone for us to achieve. We are a Pakistan and an India collaboration. We're two countries that have partnered together to bring you this conference and these things. So, if you have not filled the registration form, do not worry. We have shared that in the chat. We have shared almost our social handles, our LinkedIn's. We have also shared some other details and resources for you guys. So you may check that out again. So I would love to know in the chat if you guys want a group photo of all of us so we can take a picture for some memories and to basically encapsulate this milestone. Okay, I see a waste on the screen. We got someone who's with the guitar. That's great. All right, so let me turn on my camera. I hope I don't look too bad. So let's do together mode together. Looks really fun. So we're gonna do a picture in like 30 seconds. So everyone, come on, join if you want. And Osama, you'll be in charge of taking the whole screenshot for all of us. Awesome. So run to the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Osama, please take the picture.
Oh, just a second, just a second. I have been disconnected.
Great. You have taken the picture?
Any other speaker can do it for us. Just 4 people showing up in me. I'm not sure why.
Well, we see someone is wearing a bike helmet. It's quite interesting. All right, let me know when you've taken the snapshots, Sama.
Rishabh, can you take it because the screen might not appear properly to me? Or anybody from our speaker, if they could do
Sorry,
it, it could.
come again. Sorry. What did you say, Osama?
Disappear in 4 sections.
Okay, I have taken the picture. It's great. Excuse me. So I've taken the picture. Thank you, everyone. We're gonna share it on our socials. Be on the eye for that. Someone's eating a cake. I hope happy birthday to you. So thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope it was quite a good session. So that's really all from my side.
Thank you, everybody. It's been awesome that we've been collaborated with Indian ambassador, separated by the borders, but we've been together by Microsoft. So that's great.